We
Well,
don't care about
Democrats don't
democracy
give
at
a
all.
shit either, so don't. I mean, whatever. When it comes to things like that, like it's like how many Democrats have been screaming at the top of their lungs for people not to vote for that. It's like they don't care, Eric. As long as the status quo stays the same. By the way, it's RP Grinders. I'm here. I'm on. This is Frank. I'm on with Eric RPG. We're just discussing some bullshittery, which you'll hear more about on the show during Stinkos. So let's keep it for that then, Eric. We're gonna have a great show for everybody today. Our Stinkos are always gonna be good. You guys and gals know that. We've got not a ton of news, but enough to keep us engaged.
Oh, yeah. I need to put the movie down.
Hey,
I actually watched it.
Oh, you did? Cool. You
I
watched?
rent it from Amazon because apparently it's not on Hulu proper. It's a part of live TV, which you have to pay a subscription fee.
Wait a minute. You watched it?
No, I watched Krampus.
Oh, good. Well, good. Homie discounts, are those updated, Eric, or are those over?
I need to check real quick because I'm pretty sure one of them's gone now. But...
Okay, let's just check. So we're gonna have a great show.
The other one's gone, so only the one remains.
Okay, we'll take out what's gone and whatever. We're gonna have a great show for everybody. Eric's got a review of the aforementioned Krampus. I have a retro review for a movie called Night of the Comet. You guys are going to want to stick around for that. The Stinkos are always great. I've got...
I got another review on here I want to put on.
Okay. Sweetos are always great. And then we're finishing up the tourney this week, so that way we can have a couple of weeks, I believe. Or is it just one more week, Eric? Hold on, let me see. Let me look at the calendar. Yuck. We got a couple more weeks left, but we're going to wrap up this tourney. Next week, we're going to have a true free-for-all on whatever. And then the following week, we're going to discuss some exciting new segments that we're going to try for the new year. I don't know if we'll have official announcements by then, but... the first show in January, you guys aren't going to want to miss that. So, wait a minute. Hold on. I got to go for just a second. Eric, just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So we're going to have a great show, as always. So I'm happy to have everybody here. On the archives listening, thank you so much. If you're listening, if you're not here live, what are you doing? We're live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time, twitch.tv/RPGrinders. We're also live on YouTube, but the chat is over on Twitch. So if you want to, leave your YouTube window open and then open up a Twitch window and just look at the chat that way. If you don't have a Twitch account, super easy. It's free. There's not any information that you're going to have to give them really in order to make an account on Twitch. That's where everybody is, like Emily, who's lurking, and Lonely Girl, who's lurking as well. Don't be lonely, Lonely Girl. We're here. We're here for you. So thank you for joining and appreciate you listening.
Picking up dates on chat and Twitch, huh?
I sure am, man. Any chance I get, Bernie's okay with that, right, Bernie?
What?
Never mind.
Yes.
Yes, you're okay with it. Okay. Well, Bernie's in her
bra. As long as she gets to watch, right?
As long as she gets to watch and participate. She's in her bra and panties for me right now, which is splendid. So, anyways, too bad it's not a visual show, right, Bernie?
Boing. That would be your OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, how dare you? Eric. All right, we're gonna have tons of fun today. I can tell it's we're gearing up towards the end of the year. I finally got Christmas gifts for everybody. Now, Eric, I do have to tell you, I had to gift. The way it worked out, I had to gift Break just a little bit more than you. So I couldn't the way, like, the digital codes on Amazon for whatever reason weren't like the denominations were all weird, so I had to get Break just a little bit more, but not a big deal. So, but I know
like a $25 card and then 20 or 30 or whatever.
No, they had $20. So I had to do 3 for break. You know, but the PlayStation one worked out really well. So, you know, it just what it was. So, you know, and plus they were. I got a little bit of a discount on those Xbox One, so I ended up only spending $4 extra on break, but he ended up getting 10 more credits than you did, Eric. But you know, just how the cookie crumbled, dude. I mean, you know, just the way that it was, but not because I favored break or anything. I don't want you to think that I gave him so much extra, you know. I mean, but just how it worked out, you know. But I'm glad that you got your card, which I'm sure you'll talk about. All right.
I don't know I'm going to use it on. I might just wait until next year and buy one of those games that are coming out.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, it's up to you. But
there's a couple of things that are on sale right now. But like, either get some DLC, season pass stuff for games I already have, or buy see if I can't find a digital discount on something that I was looking to get.
Usually right after Christmas, like in January, I would wait, Eric, because usually in January there's a big sale too. You know, they want to start the year off really well, and you know they put a lot of shit on discount.
There's always a New Year's sale.
Yeah.
What I don't get is like every year they do a end of year sale, and they keep it on to the 20th, and then there's a last chance sale.
Yeah, which is fine. That's cool. I mean, they want to get that little extra, you know.
So why not just call it end of year and keep it until the end of the year, and then just do your New Year's sale instead?
Well, maybe there's different sales. You know, maybe there's they make deals with certain publishers that happen right at that last week and a half.
It's usually the same stuff though.
Yeah, usually, but they'll make side deals. You know, that's how business works, Eric. Like you know, you always have to keep business deals alive. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of how things work. So I wish it wasn't that way, but you know, unfortunately, that's just kind of how it is. We're just waiting for break to get on in, and we're going to get started here in just a few. We're going to have a very festive next 3 weeks. I will say that. You know, so. You know, it is what it is. Sorry, I'm getting a text message.
I wish Steam let you gift codes via Amazon.
I know, that'd be really cool. What I love about Amazon is I get 5% back. You know, so. I don't have a problem with putting stuff on Amazon, but that can be dangerous too. You have to kind of. The only way
you can give stuff like with the Steam wallet is through Steam itself.
Yeah.
I mean, there are Steam cards, but you have to go to the store for those.
Yeah.
They don't really make them anymore, but the ones that still exist, they don't have the expiration.
Let me make sure that. Did Break say he just got rid of X, or he was in jail or something on X? Let me just make sure he didn't leave me any messages. That's all I care about. Don't think he left me any messages. Okay, we're good there.
Well, being in jail is as good as any to leave, if you ask me. Just don't even bother to break it back.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Just looking through my messages here. Jesus Christ, man. What is going on in Argentina, man? Yuck. What is going on in Argentina? Crazy shit, man.
Is that mean?
What?
Is that mean?
Sweetheart, I don't know, but I'm busy. Don't you see I'm doing a show? I think it's fine.
Okay,
It looks okay. It didn't look mean or nothing, okay? But I'll help you with that after, I promise. Let me, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm leaving. Bye.
No, that's okay. I'm just, I'm busy. I know, you're going to take a nice, hot, sexy bath. All right, thank you. In bubbles? Even better. Sweet. The only thing better is if another hot chick was in there with you. That would be even better. But all right, I don't see anything from break, so we're just waiting for break to get on in, and then we're gonna get started here. Let me see. I'm getting messages. Why do people? I don't know what's going on here. Jesus Christ. I'll take a look at that later. Okay, like I said, we're just waiting for break to get on in. I'm sure he's just setting up his computer and all that type of stuff. But while we're waiting for break, we can do a little pre-show banter. How would you rank Godzilla -1 of all the Godzilla movies you've ever seen, Eric?
It's a kind of a short list, but probably 10 out of 10.
Probably what?
10 out of 10.
No. I mean, like ranking. Like, if you were to rank that one, would you rank that one above all else, or is there another? Okay, so would I, Eric. I had a long time to think about that, and I think
I want to go back and watch the old ones. Is there like a good place I could watch a majority of them now?
You know what? They were on Max for a short while, Eric. I don't know if they're still there, but there's a lot of them are worth going back and watching, especially the first one. If you can get past the hokey,
I already watched the first one.
Okay, well then, if you can get past the hokiness of having a guy in a suit and stuff like that, a lot of those older ones, like the black and white ones, are pretty good. There are some stinkers in there, no doubt, but a lot of them are okay. But I think I would put -1 at the top. I would put the original black and white one probably number 2, and you can interchange those as you wish. But I really think -1 is on another level. I don't think that much of anything can beat that. -1. I mean, it's a great movie in general. I probably would put it in my top 25 movies of all time, Eric. It's that fucking good. It's really, really good. And I don't disagree. I think what did I give it? Like a 9.5, Eric? I thought that the only problem that I had with it was the ending was a little too Hollywood for me. And
well, if it's any consolation, she's gonna die anyway because she has cancer.
No, I understand, but I was just saying, I just thought it was a little too Hollywood.
And to be fair, we never saw a body after that scene. So.
Yeah, and it was slightly.
They only thought that she was dead, really.
Yeah, well, it was slightly predictable. Is my only other very minor criticism, but other than that, I thought it was super good, and probably. I mean, it's up there with, I think, I really like Godzilla vs. Kong. I think that's a top 5 Godzilla movie for sure. And just good stuff all around from Toho and Legendary and all the people that are making those movies. I hope they keep making those movies. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. I'm Frank. I'm on with Eric RPG. We're eagerly anticipating our friend Breakman to join the fray. And, we're just waiting for a break to get on in. And we shall have a great show. So I see he's online right now. So we'll just wait for him to give me the nod, and then we'll get things going. Let's see if he's in chat, listening, lurking, probably, huh? Not yet. He probably had HV Days is in there, and Drapsnat lurks. Welcome all. Thank you for being here. We're just waiting for Breakman to join on in. We're going to have a great show. Lots to discuss. A few news stories. lots going on in the world of politics and video gaming and all kinds of different things. You'll be surprised, Eric. I actually had a chance to play a couple of games this week. So I'm moving up in the world. I saw your PlayStation end of year profile thing, and I'm very envious, Eric. That's
I'm kind of mad my Switch one wasn't more thorough, and as well as my Xbox, because I missed a couple games I did play.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. But damn, I mean, just on the PlayStation, you completed 26 games. It's pretty healthy, Eric. Mine is like probably 2 or 3.
I spent most of my time on the Xbox this year because I'm trying to get to 100K in my gamer score.
Yeah.
I'm at 76,000, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Well, you'll get there. I have no doubt, Eric. It's not even a doubt in my mind. So we're just waiting for a break to jump on in and give me a shout, and then we'll get started with the show. I mean, this is going to be the final tournament for the foreseeable future. We will have tourneys. They're not going away completely, but we're going to introduce a couple of 2 or 3 new segments at the beginning of the year. I think you guys going into the new year will be treated to some really, really cool stuff. So hopefully you'll stick around for all of that. But I think next week we're just going to go straight into free-for-all, and then the final week. You know what we're going to do the final week? We're going to do our game of the year and movie of the year takes. And it could be anything for us because we can't keep up with everything, especially me. I don't have a ton of money to buy the latest and greatest in gaming, but I did see a few new movies, and we'll just keep it at that. I don't want to spoil anything for that particular show, but we will do what we can. Oh shit. There's break. Let's see. There we go. All right, I just sent him a message in chat for those listening at home on the archives. Like I said, we haven't started the show proper yet, but we will be getting started here very, very shortly. Just got to wait for, as they say in Spanish, the tortuga that is the breakman. Tortuga being turtle, meaning, and I'm being, completely facetious here, but, just got to give breakman a little shit, But we're going to have fun, like we always do on the show. I'm so happy that everybody's here. Let me go ahead and give Break a call. He said he's ready. So let's add the Breakster to the call.
Here's a hard drive article headline. Heartbreaking. Man too good at fighting game to enjoy playing against friends, but not good enough to play competitively.
Yeah. Well, that's the story of most of our lives, especially me. I'm not even good enough to play with my friends, Eric. Like, you would destroy me in something like Call of Duty or something. Hey, Break, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you all right, man? Sound a little...
I'm tired.
Yeah, sound tired, man. I was going to say. Well, hey, you made it to the weekend, my friend. So, hey, check your phone, Break. I don't know if you've had a chance to check your phone. But I did send you a message. Let me know if you got that message.
What did you... Oh, just like a text message?
It was a text and
yeah, I got it. I see
2
it.
pictures.
I see it. Okay, cool.
All right. There you go. All right. So, you ready to go, Break?
I guess. I'm ready for... I want to go to bed. I'm tired. That's what I want.
I went to bed at like 8:30 2 days ago.
Wow.
I wish I could. I've been working past 8:30 all week.
Jesus. Damn, Break.
Like, my job is supposed to be from 8 to 5:30.
Yeah.
I wasn't done until 10:30 last night.
Holy shit, Break. That's some...
I haven't been working your hours, but like I've been doing a lot of tedious stuff, and it just mentally takes a toll on you.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing a lot of work, so I'm with you guys. My back is
staring at spreadsheets, so my brain is like melted and fried and shit. So
you need some good gaming this weekend, Break. That's what you need. There's nothing
done.
Yeah.
I'm spent.
Scotoma, welcome. We haven't started the show, so you're just in time. So, does the sound sound good to you, Scotoma? Let me know. All right, you guys ready to go?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, let's do this. All right, welcome everybody to RPGrinders episode 771. I'm your host Frank Branches alongside my trusty cohorts Eric the Great and Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, I know I just asked you this question, but how are you?
Is that a song?
Sounded almost kind of melancholic.
Yeah, kind of mellow, kind of melancholy. Yeah. Somewhere around.
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, a little, like you're ready for the weekend. Hey, Break, can you bust out everybody's waiting for the weekend on harmonica? 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm on that.
Nothing? No, ready for the weekend?
Well, you can't hear it? I'm doing it right now.
All right, I'll let you pass, Breakman. Hey, there you go. I mean, you sort of did it, like you had a didgeridoo in your mouth, Yeah, I like it, man. I mean, all even, I mean, just perfect. You can get fired without a notice, but you are expected to give notice before you quit. I know, Scotoma. I mean, corporate America blows. Maybe we'll talk about it later. Eric, how are you, man?
I'm all right.
All right. Well, let's get started with the news here, guys. RPG news. All right, Eric, you are up.
All right, we got a release date for the Japanese release of Toho Spell Carnival, and it comes out April 18th. Okay. And hopefully it gets localized relatively quickly after that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope for the best, but it does look kind of cool, so there you go. No real video on it. Anything else on that, Eric?
Not really.
All right, Breakman, you are up.
Coming to us live from RPG site, Mother-inspired RPG Atlas Wept arrives on January 17th for PC. So that'll be on Steam for $7.99. Atlas Wept as players alternate control 2 separate casts of characters with their own individual set of quests and stories. Desi and Charlie set off to find the source of a personality erasing force, while Hal and Lucky must uncover the truth behind Gigi, the robot dog's existence. Okay.
There's breaking news on this, Breakman. They're coming out with a sequel called Dad's Stupid Jokes.
Huh? No, a stupid dad joke would be saying, at least it's not Atlas Shrugged.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Oh, God. Why are you encouraging him now?
I mean, I could have said, is this about Danzig? Mother. Anyways, I know. Let's just move on. What's up, Freak 5? Nice to have you here. Anything else on that break?
If it gets us past the segment, no.
How dare you, Breakman? How dare you? All right, next story comes to us from RPG site. Cryptmaster hopes you're ready to tackle your vocabulary. I have no idea what that means. Genuinely... I know. Where do you even
like that Crypt Keeper Christmas album? Like you get to sing like the Crypt Keeper?
Ooh, that would be fantastic. That's a great album, Breakman.
I know. It's hilarious.
Genuinely, where do you even begin with a game like Cryptmaster? Longtime readers won't be surprised to hear that learning about Akupara Games' new take on a DRPG immediately piqued my interest in the lead up to our visit to this year's Day of the Devs. But it feels like simply calling the game... I'm sorry, I'm distracted by a hot chick in the middle of my screen right now. Calling the game a dungeon RPG is reductive. While the game borrows many elements from indie darlings such as Legend of Grimrock, even a few moments with Cryptmaster makes it clear that the game is shaping up to be something truly special, and I'm excited to see where its adventure will take me. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's basically a... I don't even know how to describe this game. It's a word game that's also a dungeon RPG.
Like reading a colorless graphic novel.
Yeah.
Interacting with it like an RPG.
Yeah. Skodoma says...
And the battle system looks like it's based on typing.
Yeah, it does look like that. Which I used to be really good at typing of the dead, so that doesn't bother me. Skodoma says, I broke down and bought Baldur's Gate 3. Congratulations, Skodoma. I heard that's a great game. Very nice.
It's on Game Pass, I think, or it's coming to Game Pass sometime this month.
No, they said it's not coming.
Ooh,
because
that
they want
sucks.
you to buy it because there's so much content in the game.
Wow. Okay.
Larian has no plans to bring it to Game Pass.
Wow, that sucks, man. I do want to play that game. I saw a little bit of it.
It
Skodoma.
doesn't mean they won't, but they'll probably wait until the sales start dropping before
Yeah.
they do that.
Well, I'm waiting for a sale anyways on that game, so... but it looks great. It actually looks really, really good. There's a reason why there was a lot of, hype around that game, a lot of Game of the Year type stuff, but, let's see. Let's go on to the next story, Eric.
We got the next Legend of Heroes game has been announced, and it's Kai no Kiseki Farewell O Zemuria. So people are wondering whether or not this is just a renamed version of Kuro 3 or if it's a game that's coming out before Kuro 3. But I think Kuro 3 is still going to happen. But anyways, it just has some weird story nonsense. But it's basically the themes seem to be around someone trying to launch a rocket up into space to try to see why they can't go past the continent and whether or not they can even get to space.
They'll just fall off the edge.
No, the thing with the game's lore is that, like, I think they're like locked in a pocket dimension, and they want to find out if that's actually the case or not.
Gotcha. Well, I can see why a rocket launch to take a look from above would probably be a great idea. So,
but I think they also just want to do space travel too, so they're killing two birds with one stone.
But I think Break is onto something. The world is flat, so you're probably gonna find out something very mundane, like they'll fall off the edge.
And a lot of people are speculating that maybe Nayuta no Kiseki might have connections to the rest of the Trail series after all, and because I guess they decided, well, back when the game originally released, they made the announcement that it wasn't, but now that they progressed in the Trail series further, they probably want to make that connection.
Retconning, always a great thing, I guess. Anything else on this, Eric?
Nope, not really.
All right, next
Just
story.
that it's coming out sometime in 2024, and it's good that if this isn't Kuro 3, it's at least good that Kuro 3 is coming out later.
Yeah, at least they didn't say
catch up with the other ones.
At least they didn't say.
I'd rather be 2 games behind rather than 3 games behind.
Yeah. At least they didn't say coming out in 2025 sometime. I mean, like some games. All right, Break, what do we got next?
Coming to us live from Gamatsu. The Legend of Steel Empire and Over Horizon X Steel Empire launch in early 2024 for Switch and later for the PS4. Not the 5,
wow.
PS4.
I mean, the PS4 is holding on, man. Like, it's strong. Like, there's no reason not to release games for the PS4, right?
But why not for the 5?
Yeah, that is kind of weird,
Because if they develop it specifically for PS4, they probably had the PS5 in mind. Because making a native PS5 port wouldn't make much sense at that point.
Yeah, probably. Skodoma is exiled. Gets the first exile for today.
Do you think it'll be like upscaled for PS5 then?
They might have scaling options just for other monitors, though.
Yeah. Anything else on that Break?
Nope, that's it.
All right, next story comes to us from Gamatsu as well. Eterna Lucius launches late 2024. Man, the alliteration. Side-scrolling action-adventure game Eterna Lucius, the sequel to Eterna Noctis, will launch for PS5, Xbox, PS4, Xbox One. Wow. Switch and PC in late 2024. So they're hitting all the bases there. It's a new entry into the series, and it looks pretty cool from what I can tell. It's very vibrant. I didn't play the first one. Did you, Eric?
No.
What about you, Break? Did you get a chance to play, not Lucius, but what do they call the other one?
Noctis.
Nope.
Or its side game, Summon Lanterna.
Yeah, looks good. I mean, fast-paced gameplay, everything that you'd expect in something like this. So there you go, launching late 2024. Eric, next story, please.
Next story is Eden Genesis, which is a side game, the game we just talked about. It's set in the Eterna universe. And it's a cyberpunk style side-scrolling platformer. That's all I really know about it.
Yes, it's a conspiracy against you, Breakman. I know you. Anything else on that, Eric? Oh shit!
No.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to look at gameplay here, but it's just a little teaser. There's no real.
It looks like it's kind of like it doing the Celeste type thing.
Ah, okay. Celeste was a decent game, so kind of difficult, right? Maybe a little bit of Super Meat Boy in there, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit, but it looks cool. I mean, Celeste is a great comparison, Eric, but to me, there's a little bit of Meat Boy kind of.
I should play that on Xbox before they remove it from Game Pass, because they're probably going to do that soon.
Remove what?
Celeste.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you probably should, man. Freak 5 is exiled as well. He's a son of a bitch, just like Skodoma. So there you go. Only on Grinders can you get berated by the host and get away with it. So there you go.
Fuckers. I mean,
yeah. Break fan. Next story.
Did we do the Eden Genesis story?
We just did. That's the story that.
Oh, okay. I thought this was because it was related to that story. Okay, so these are both related to the
another one. Yeah.
You're just so stubborn in learning how to pronounce other cultures' words.
No, I am with him. Like it's not conducive to pronouncing correctly, Eric. I can never get it right.
It has more to do with publishers and developers wanting to sound flashy.
No. Check this out, Eric. I'm gonna come up with a little analogy here. Like a lot of times, Americans, straight Americans, white, Caucasian, however you want to pronounce it, or however you want to look at it, cannot roll their R's, right? And it's stupid of me to be upset for that as a Mexican American. Some people just simply can't pronounce other cultures, other languages, words in the way that they were intended. It's not that they're not trying or
I
whatever.
know some people are, but I think most people are just
Well,
lazy.
I'm gonna put of all the years I've known Breakman, I'm gonna put him in the category of it's just he just can't do it without a lot of intensive work on it, like actual going through speech therapy type stuff and all that, and nor should he. It's not. You know what I'm saying, Eric? It's not people's fault, is what I'm saying. All right, Break. Go ahead.
I don't even know if I want to do this now. Coming to us live from Gamatsu. Some Eterna free DLC, The Witcher Awakening, now available.
Oh, there you go.
What the fuck is some?
I have no idea what that means, man.
It's Latin.
Oh, like some
God
of. Yeah, it's like some of. Yeah, it's not even Japanese. What are you bitching about, Breakman? Come on now. You only get a pass when it comes to
types and seed story. There, you're happy. Everyone's happy, right?
You only get a free pass when it comes to Japanese, Breakman. You son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
I can learn Latin now.
Latin, Spanish. Spanish is the easiest language to learn, by the way.
It is really easy.
Yeah. Japanese, Chinese.
English is one of the hardest.
English is one of the hardest, but not as hard as Japanese and Chinese. So, it is what it is. Okay.
Well, that's because their written style is completely different from like the Latin-based style of ours.
Yeah, and it's extremely difficult for Westerners to learn those languages, man. It's I give it up to polyglots. There's a guy I watch on YouTube. His name is like Shao NYC or something like that. Like, he's a polyglot, and he can pick up any language in like a couple months, and it's crazy. I don't get it. I wish I had that talent, All right, let's go with the last story here from Gamatsu. Ninja Isen retro style hyper ninja action now available for PC. Side-scrolling hyper ninja action chronicle.
That's the name of the game?
Yeah,
that's a pretty badass name. I like that.
Ninja Isen, the Scroll of Dimension is the name.
Oh, I thought it was retro style hyper ninja.
No. It's called
like a really cool name.
Yeah, it's it's still got a cool name. Listen to it. It's Ninja Isen, the Scroll of Dimension. So it's still got a. Cool, yeah, it's still got a. Skonoma says easy except for the rolling R. Exactly, Skonoma.
That's like some people thinking that just because it's written on the title for the first Metal Gear Solid, that tactical espionage action is a part of the title. It's not. It's describing what the game is.
Frank expects Break to speak the African click language perfectly. Absolutely. Every other language except for Japanese, Break gets a pass on. So
I'm not worried about that one yet. Right now, I'm still trying to learn the language of those cannibals that ate that one dude like a year ago on that remote island.
Right. So harkening back to the age of Strider and Shinobi, Ninja Isen is a side-scrolling hyper ninja action game. I like how they say that really should have been the name, right, Break? Set in a futuristic cyberpunk city, topped off with a retro graphics filter and one versus many combat. Embark on a journey of revenge, time travel, and old-school gameplay for the modern age with Kiba, a skilled ninja falsely accused of a murder he did not commit. So it sounds pretty awesome, right?
It sounds like a less rough version of a game that came out earlier this year called Shinobi non Grata.
Yeah. I remember that.
Hopefully it's less difficult.
Yeah. It looks... Oh, there's a trailer here. Let's take a look at the trailer, see what we think of it here. Wow, I like the music. Lots of ninja action.
This is an 8 fucking movie.
I'm gonna pause it there, but it actually looks kind of difficult, Eric. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it looks a little difficult, but
that soundtrack sounded like an 80s movie. Like you're watching like an 80s action
I know.
movie.
Let's listen. You want to listen a little more, Break?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
let's
pretty
do it.
badass.
Jesus, I miss the 80s, Break, man. I really love the 80s decade, man. Looks really fucking good, and it sounds fantastic. There's a little more. You guys want to listen a little more? We got some.
Sure.
We got some time. What were you saying?
Fight,
Yeah.
He just defeated the main henchman, and now he's got to take on the big boss.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This is. I'm. Man, you're getting me excited for this, Break, man. Hold on.
I'm getting more excited than the trailer.
I know. It's crazy. Come on now. Let's play the fucking trailer, guys. Let's go. I think this looks
him kind of glaring, but
yeah,
like he's approving of the performance, but he doesn't want to look like he is.
Freak5 says Frank misses the 80s BCE. How dare you, Freak5? You're exiled, you son of a bitch. Scotoma says, you see the 80s songs I picked for the question you asked on YouTube, Scotoma asks. I did, Scotoma. I'll address it tomorrow on the MLH comment show, which you can, this is a shameless plug, you can see on my channel Mexican Long Hair sometime in the morning, probably about noonish or earlier. Noonish Eastern time, I should say, which is 10 my time. So check that out. So what do you think, Break? Pretty badass, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I want to know more.
Yeah,
I
mean, did you like that?
Currently...
You like that Strider game, right? Break?
Yeah, I love that Strider game.
Yeah,
yes.
it looks a little like that, but a little more cyberpunky and a little more 80s, which, you know, I'm totally down for. Totally cool. All right, so there we are. We got through the news, y'all.
It's currently PC only, though, but I'm guessing it's going to be ported at some point.
Yeah. Do either of you guys have any homie discounts? Eric, you have any homie discounts for us?
Yeah, we have the PlayStation Plus games catalog for this month.
Okay. Anything super exciting?
Let's see. For the games catalog, Gigabash, Grand Theft Auto 5, Grime, Mega Man 11,
Okay.
Metal Hellsinger, Moonscars, MotoGP 23, Proteus, Salt and Sacrifice, Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut, Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition, and Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, and Tinykin.
All right.
And for the classics games that you get, if you subscribe to the either extra or premium tiers, or otherwise you can just buy them outright. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, Thrillville Off the Rails, Thrillville, and the other one's a PS2 game, and this one's a PSP game. And for the PlayStation 4 classic games, I guess I'm throwing this in because it fits in the classic section. But Mega Man Legacy Collection is 1 and 2.
Interesting, but I don't think it's enough to sway me to buy any other tier than the regular, you know. I mean, their extra tiers are not that great. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. They're just not great. I mean, if there's like nothing on Game Pass you don't want to play and you want to like cancel your subscription temporarily, I guess, and there's something on here that you can get it, but like Grime's a really good game that's probably just worth buying outright, in my opinion. Yeah. If they had like a collection, like a huge collection of PS2 games, like, you know, I'm talking like I mean a good chunk of them, like, then maybe it'd be worth it for me, because there's a lot of great PS2 games, like a lot. Like I can think of like Dark Cloud 2, obviously some of the Final Fantasy stuff, you know, just a lot of great RPGs on the PS2 from back in the day. Then I would consider, but there's not enough. If you're giving me on the PlayStation 2 Thrillville off the rails, then it's not going to thrill me and entice me to get your extra services at all. So. And most of the PS2 classic games are the ones that they already did on the PS4. Yeah, I'm not exactly thrilled with that list. Anything else, Eric? No. All right. Hold on. I got to move my windows around here. Let's move on to what we've been playing. Inquiring minds want to know. I'm sorry, Breakman. Did you have any discounts, homie discounts for anybody?
There was discount on Xbox Live, and I don't know if it's still on. I can't find it on their website, but it was buy one get one free.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And it was on I forget which developer, the developer of Far Cry.
Oh, Ubisoft?
Yeah, Ubisoft.
Okay, well that's decent.
So like buy one get one for an Ubisoft game.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
I don't see that on their website, so I think that
might be done. Okay, well just check is what Breakman is saying. What have you been playing, Breakman?
With what little time I had, I played played a little bit of Halo 5 or Infinite. I haven't played that in a while, and there's a new pass out, and they keep adding stuff to it, and like the game wasn't ready at launch. It's an amazing game, but they just released it way too early.
Yeah, we said the same thing about Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk, Breakman, and I don't know how to feel about that because they usually come out with great stuff later on. You know what I mean? Like the Cyberpunk thing I heard was turning that game completely around, and now it's an amazing game. But I think they do themselves a disservice by waiting so fucking long to, they should just hold the game, like make it good. You know what I mean, to begin with, and then we won't have any of these issues. But it's good to hear that Infinite is finally a great game.
Yeah, they added a new version of Firefights. That's something new to the game. New remake levels. They're gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some of my old favorites.
Freak 5 says booby soft. Yes. Yes, that's correct. Last of Us, the multiplayer game, has been canceled, Eric brought up in chat. So we don't have the news story. But
I didn't even know.
Yeah, they canceled it after they realized it was going to become live service. And they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah. All right, Break. Anything else that you've been playing?
Just dungeons and... not much, because I'm stuck on one level. It was really hard.
But I think you have to be pretty stupid of a company to not realize that your multiplayer game was not going to be a live service.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Eric, what have you been...
That's the fun of a strategy game, is if one strategy fails, you try another one. If that fails, try something else,
I don't have the patience for
why I like
strategy games. Yeah, I know. I just don't have the patience for strategy games, Break. I wished I did, man. I want to try to get better at those type of games, but it just, I don't know, just nothing has ever grabbed me.
I understand. Like, when we talk about racing games and stuff like that, like, everybody loves racing games. I don't.
It's like even sports games, Breakman. I used to love playing, like, not Madden, but that NCAA football. But I was never good at it, but I like playing it, and I like watching other people play it, but for me, I had to just throw that by the wayside and just, chalk it up to I suck at games, and just can't.
I had a lot of jock friends to play with, so I was actually pretty decent at the football.
Yeah.
At the football games.
Yeah, they're fun.
At least I thought it was until I went online.
Did I hear tell that they're coming back with NCAA football, Breakman? Because if they do, man, I'd love to.
I don't know.
I'd love to jump back in with the NCAA football. I
mean, you should. Right now with the playoffs, the expansion of the playoffs in NCAA, right now is the perfect time to end.
Right, and then now they're going to 12. Did you see that, Break? They're going to be going to 12 in a couple of years.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Freak 5 says Frank doesn't have the patience because he has no idea how much time he has to live. Well, I mean, that is true. Nobody ever knows how much time they have left on this earth, Freak 5. So, yeah, I don't have the patience.
Cyclops from that Crawl movie.
That's true. That's true. All right, Eric, what you been playing?
I finished Lords of the Fallen, or at least one of the endings. I'm waiting until the performance patch comes out so that I can do my new game. Well, not new game plus runs, because the game does something different. Because based off player feedback, they didn't like how they dealt with New Game Plus, where they basically remove all the permanent vestiges from the game, and you have to use these items called vestige sheets and set up temporary ones.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but they made the game way too difficult.
Yeah.
So now, based on fan feedback, the modifiers for a New Game Plus run will be coming in a later update. But instead, what they let you do is to do a restart game plus one, and that just lets you restart the game, but with all the stuff you had before, and the same difficulty level as it was in the original playthrough. So you don't have to worry about enemies becoming stronger.
Yeah. Scotoma's exiled. You're another son of a bitch.
But I'm guessing the modifiers will let you tailor your New Game Plus experience to let you have some of that stuff or not.
Yeah.
But that's not out yet, so I'm probably just going to wait until that comes out.
Yeah. What else you been playing, Eric?
Other than that, I played Cookie Cutter for a bit. I reported some issues I found out to the developer, and hopefully there'll be an update for some of those things. And I played a little bit of Ebenezer and the Invisible World. That's all I really been playing.
All right. I've been playing a little bit of Blair Witch, which I will talk about later. And another game called Cat Quest. There's 2 Cat Quest games out. Cat Quest 1 and 2. They're super cheap on PSN. And so far, I'm really digging Cat Quest, man. It's super easy. There's nothing, super difficult.
You've been doing the 2-player in Cat Quest 2 with Bernie?
I've only been playing Cat Quest 1. But I might when we get to that, Eric, because it's not a it's a kind of a pick up and play type of game. It's not super difficult. So as bad as I am at games, Bernie's like 10 times worse. She's like used to the old school regular Nintendo games, So how dare you, Freak 5, you son of a bitch, exiled, son of a bitch. So yeah, those are the games I've been playing. I'll talk about them. I'll talk about Blair Witch in particular later. Let's move on to reviews.
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, Break, did you have a review this week?
I guess I could review the second season of Our Flag Means Death. It's a pretty good show.
Okay.
First season was a surprise to me. I didn't know what it was going in. I just thought it was good reviews, and it was a comedy, and I'm just looking for something to watch. I didn't know that it was a really queer show. And the second season goes right into it. They don't hide that at all. The first season was about the development of Steed and him becoming the gentleman pirate and his goofy antics along the way. And the second season is about him and Blackbeard trying to get back their way to getting back together, essentially. Because the season starts out with them separate. One broke the other's heart, and the other one goes on a sadistic killing spree. Yeah.
What? Where can we see this Break? Because HBO Max.
The show is very funny, and I don't know how else to describe because it doesn't take itself too seriously while still kind of seriously.
It's a good balance, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know how else to describe, but yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and it's very, very gay. So
yeah, well, I mean, I'm down to watch it, Breakman, for sure. I know you talked about the first season before, and I need to jump on it and watch it.
Yeah, the first season was more about Steed and him becoming his journey to becoming a pirate, and the second season is more about Blackbeard becoming more of a human being, essentially.
Okay, sounds like a blast. For sure,
let's he is so evil at the beginning of the second season that he actually cuts off one of his crew members' toes and feeds it to him.
Wow. Scotum was exiled again, you son of a bitch. You're neck and neck with. I think you're actually ahead of Freak 5. Freak 5, you got to step up your exile game, son of a bitch. All right. So what are you giving season 2, Breakman?
I think I gave 9.5 for the first season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say about 8.5 for the second season.
Okay, not quite as good, but still.
Show, but like every show, like I don't think I've ever seen like a second season that was better than the first season.
You know what? I think I agree with you, Breakman, and they always seem to suffer from. Well, in football, you call it a sophomore slump,
Yeah.
and no difference. It'll probably pick up season 3.
I hate calling it that because like this is a fantastic show. Like you're not, like it doesn't feel like you're going like a step backwards or anything like that. Like it doesn't feel like watch the first season and the second season's like, oh man, this is garbage. It's just not as good, but it's still good.
Yeah, Eric gets 2 exiles because he mentioned sparkling vampires and he agreed with Scotoma. So 2 times exiled, Eric, you son of a bitch. And another one, 3 in a row, fun ET man, you son of a bitch. Jesus Christ.
Eric's making up for some lost time because I don't think he got any last week.
No, he's. You know what? Eric has had 0 for like 2-3 weeks straight, and now all of a sudden he's got 3. How does that make you feel, Eric? Son of a bitch.
He's trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
People that I didn't say about this one. This is a pirate show, by the way.
Yeah,
So this is set back in like the 18th, 17th century, maybe even the 16th.
Well, you did say Blackbeard, so we kind of.
Oh yeah, Blackbeard the pirate and the gentleman pirate. Yeah, I guess I did say that.
Right.
So, but yeah, a lot of this happens on ships and.
Yeah.
Just for instance, in the first season, like he wants to show his crew that he is a pirate, but at the same time he doesn't kill people or really even want to hurt people. He's kind of prissy more than anything. Like he's an aristocrat. So they're like their version of pillaging another ship is to basically tie up the crew and then they left something they didn't want with them, like it was like a cursed item or something like that. We don't want this anymore. This is yours now.
Right. I like that. Okay. Any other reviews, Breakman?
No.
And by the way, 8.5 is a fantastic score, Break. Like it's like that's why I love the 10 scale. Like people think I'm crazy, but I love 10 because. You know, if you give something a 5 out of 10, that's perfectly average. It means you might want to take a watch, you might not, you know, and then it goes up or down from there. So, all right.
I call that Black Adam scale.
Yeah, it's a Black Adam scale. All right, Eric, your reviews, sir.
Which one do you want first? The Boy and the Heron or Krampus?
Let's go with Boy and the Heron first.
Oh yeah, he's going to Krampus here in a moment.
All right, Boy and the Heron, Eric.
Boy and the Heron is, let's see, Studio Ghibli's latest film. The last one they did was a CG movie, which is apparently not received very well. But it was also based on source material that was also incomplete, so that didn't help its case either.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also Miyazaki's last. His most recent film, and it is more or less a promise to like do as many movies as he can before he dies, because he's basically saying, "I don't want to retire."
Yeah, which is sad because he should really have time.
So the movie's plot actually kind of reflects this.
People want to retire from their jobs because they generally do the job because that's what they like doing.
I know, Break, but. Somebody like Miyazaki deserves so much more, right? He deserves to take a break.
He loves what he's doing. He loves creating a cartoon. He loves.
He loves what he's doing, but he wants to be able. He wants to do something with the remaining time he has in his life. That's all he knows how to do. So he's going to continue.
I know, but it's like.
And like I said, he's beloved across the world.
Oh yeah, like I don't think there's very many.
Too much, in fact, because I think people given this iconic status where I think a lot of people fall in the trap of like thinking that he can't do any wrong in his films.
Well, that's not true, Eric, but I mean he's built up enough.
Or you'll see it because his name's attached to it, or because Ghibli's name is attached
to it.
He's
an absolute legend, man. It's like saying also his name is Miyazaki that works with From Software, right? Like that's like saying you shouldn't. I mean, don't give him too much credit because he's only come out with like banger after banger game. You know, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's splitting. Like,
I think it is kind of unfair for people to also put From Software up on a pedestal too.
Well, I mean, Eric, look at their games. They've got a pretty good fucking record, especially lately.
It doesn't matter because. There are enough topics people within the communities that say all the games that came out after a certain game were shit anyway. So. Yeah,
well, that's them being stupid, Eric. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They've gone stupid.
Right.
They've gone brain robbed.
Freak 5 is exiled twice, you son of a bitch. They have
unrealistic standards, expectations, and feel entitled to something better.
Breakman, you're exiled too, you son of a bitch.
It's too inflated.
No, I know what you're saying, Eric, but I just think I've talked about this before. I think people are too overly critical of almost everything, you know. So,
but basically the plot is, it's back during World War II, and the boy, the main character, his name's Mahito, and his mom dies in the hospital that she works at because the place gets bombed, and then like 2 years pass by, and they make the decision to move into the like one of the estates that like his dad's new wife. I guess it was owned by their great like uncle or something, and they're moving out there so that she can have her baby because she's gotten pregnant since then, and he's having a hard time adjusting to the fact that he has a new mom because his new stepmom is actually his mother's sister. So I'm guessing the two were twins and they had a relationship with their dad, but they had to. One basically gave up on the other one, so this is why he ended up falling in love with her in the first place, because they probably already had something.
Break is exiled, son of a bitch.
They don't go into the details, but that's what I can gather from them. Otherwise, it's kind of a weird rebound. But anyways, wanting to escape his current situation in life, he finds out about this weird tower that was built around the place, and it's actually a portal to another world, and it's managed by the great uncle who disappeared so many years ago. They all believe that he went crazy, but he just went to this other world that he created, and that's where the surrealness of the adventure comes in, and in ways it's kind of like the culmination of several of the films that he's done over the past 3 decades. I haven't seen most of his films. The films I still haven't seen, these are just ones off the top of my head, but I've never seen My Neighbors the Yanamatas, or I never saw Totoro, and I never saw Kiki's Delivery Service.
Jesus, Eric.
And I have Cat Returns, but I haven't seen it yet.
Jesus, Eric. You're missing out, dude. It's good stuff.
And I also need to watch The Wind Rises, and only yesterday. But,
if you have Disney or Max, you can see most of those movies, Eric. You know?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna make an effort to watch them.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Especially since I think G-Kids redubbed Totoro recently, and I think that's on Max.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably worth watching now over the Disney version.
Yeah.
Anyways, and also in many ways, the story itself, one of its parallels seemed to be a self-commentary from Miyazaki himself on where he's what his past was and all the events that led up to it and why he is the way he is now.
He's just a master storyteller. I'm sorry. I mean, the haters
and it's also him kind of beating himself up for the way he's acted in the past, because he's done some awful things within Studio Ghibli, including the way he's treated his own son. Because his own son tried to make a couple films, when he decided to semi-retire, and one of those was the Tales from the Earthsea, which wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest problem with that film was more the fact that Goro was too busy trying to chase after his father's success, and I guess Miyazaki wanted him to do his own thing instead of trying to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah,
but I think it didn't help that Tales of the Earthsea was also based on incomplete content, and they couldn't tell a proper story there anyway.
Yeah, Slagar, welcome, my friend. Nice to have you here. So, what are you giving The Boy and the Heron, Eric?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson's definitely got range because he's almost a dead ringer for sounding like Danny DeVito, which is who the people for the dub wanted. G-Kids was gonna do the dub for this movie, and they wanted to hire Danny DeVito to do the voice of the Heron. And when Ghibli told them that's not what they wanted, they were okay. Let's just get Robert Pattinson then.
Wow.
Apparently, they accepted that one.
I don't know how. I would rather have Danny DeVito. He's actually really good. He's done voice work and
What? Your hatred for Robert Pattinson is just
I
never
can't
gonna end.
stand Robert Pattinson, man.
Meanwhile, his career is just gonna grow and grow.
I know, but and I thought he was a terrible
Spark
Batman,
when
by
you're
the way.
sitting on the sideline.
Now, what I think Pattinson was a good actor, and then he got starred in the Twilight films, but
Yeah.
he needed the success of those films to happen to be able to get where he is now.
Yeah.
Just watch the Batman. Like he's like, yeah, like
I gave him look,
like to see him in
Breakman.
more roles.
If you remember my review of the Batman, I gave him credit. I thought he was a decent, if not great, Batman. I didn't think he was great. I thought he was pretty good. That's a high compliment for me for Pattinson. I've seen Pattinson in other movies, Break, that are supposed to be really good, and he's the same way every fucking movie. Very sullen, very
Are you
wooden.
still sending him hate mail, by the way?
What's that?
Are you still sending him those anonymous hate mail letters?
Shut up, Break. How dare you?
Hmm.
All right, next.
He like cuts out letters out of a magazine. It looks like a kidnapping
Like
letter.
Zodiac style, just- Oh man.
I'm watching you, son of a bitch. That last movie was shit.
Right. Freak Pie says, I decided this week that if I become a ghost after I die, when I haunt someone, I just want to show up as my ass. Someone wakes up in the middle of the night, looks at their alarm clock, and there's nothing but an ass floating about. How dare you, Freak Five? That's disgusting. Nobody wants to see that pimple-ridden ass. Slagar said, I watched the Batman to hate it, but I like. Same here, Slagar. Like, I gave it a lot of credit. I like that movie. I thought it was really good. I didn't like the choice of Pattinson as Batman, but he was sufficient, which is about the best I can say about Robert
You did your job,
Pattinson.
Rob.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Exactly. All right, Krampus, Eric. Your review for Krampus.
You're betting I like this movie. I'm gonna say I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But like the whole list thing was for the best Christmas movies, and this is not one of them.
How dare you, Eric? How dare you? Well, let's just cut to the chase. What are you giving Krampus, and why are you wrong? That's what we're gonna cut to here.
Because a lot of the people in the movie are stupid.
Well,
Yes,
that's true.
There's a lot of stupidity in that movie.
That is true.
In old horror movies, it's fine, like we're used to it. But in like current horror movies, like, come on.
I'd rather them be smart and then do a subversion of that intelligence. Like they die anyway. So, but at least they tried. In that case.
Sort of like they did in Cabin in the Woods.
I hate that movie, Cabin in the Woods.
What?
I hate that movie. Yeah, I hate that movie. I know I'm in the minority.
You're a
Breakman.
liar. I know you like that movie.
No,
But
Cabin in the...
it's
Oh, wait a
good.
minute. Not Cabin in the Woods. I'm thinking of that Eli Roth abomination, Cabin Fever. Never mind. I take that back. Cabin in the Woods is a good movie.
Yeah, I saw part of Cabin Fever and was like, this is gross and stupid. I'm out.
Yeah.
No, Cabin in the Woods is fantastic.
Yeah,
What do you
Cabin in the
mean?
Woods is great. I'm sorry. I misspoke there, Breakman. Wrong
But,
movie.
like, those characters were intelligent and they realized what was going on. They tried to escape and just like Eric was saying, like they subverted tropes. Like
yeah.
when Hemsworth's character was trying to escape, instead of like him, ramping over the ledge and stuff, he runs into a wall because they had no idea. They
Right.
couldn't see.
Right.
They thought he was making an escape.
No,
Like, the characters weren't dumb.
No, Cabin in the Woods is a great movie. I misspoke. It was Cabin Fever is the one that I
Yeah,
can't stand.
like I was gonna say, I know you like Cabin.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
Woods.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not about
I misspoke. My bad. So, all right, Eric. So let's get to it. What are you giving Krampus, and why are you wrong?
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Oof. Wow. Okay, I would at least given it a 7, but all right, that's close enough, I
That's
guess.
not what I gave it. Was a 6.
It's at the very least, it's like a good middle range horror movie where like we can show this to the kids because it's not especially gory.
Yeah, there's not a lot of gore and stuff, and yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
But
you're.
it's like that commercial where they're the kids should be running away, instead they hide behind the chainsaws and stuff.
Mm.
Or what about that car that's running? No, we're going into the barn.
Freak Five and Scotoma are exiled, you sons of bitches. At least Slagar's not getting any exiles. Or did I give him an exile? I think I did. Shit.
No, not yet. I don't think.
No, not yet. I haven't given Slagar an exile, which is a good thing.
That means he's got to try harder.
How dare you, Breakman? All right. Well, let's go to my retro review. Speaking of, how dare you? How dare you, Freak 5? Son of a bitch. Exiled. And you're exiled for egging him on, Breakman, you son of a bitch. All right.
No, setting him up. I didn't know.
You didn't know? God damn it.
I was talking about a movie. I didn't know you could say.
Dare you. Dare
I
you.
have to say it. I used to break this what I said when I met Frank in person. That is bad and disgusting, and I'm
How
out.
dare you? How dare you? All right. I'm going to do Night of the Comet. Speaking of 80s movies that kind of, you know, you can get away with a lot of that shit, Eric, like you said. Night of the Comet is kind
of movie, right?
No.
Okay.
Well,
What's the Comet?
sort of. Night of the Comet is a movie about a meteor that people know of, a la, like kind of like what is that? Halley's Comet. I don't know if anybody remembers when the Halley's Comet came. It was a big deal. It was kind of one of those type of events, right? So everybody's outside watching this comet show, and the next thing you know, the next day, everybody's turned to dust except people that were protected by some type of metal structure. Like if you were in a car.
Okay. I was thinking. What movie am I thinking of?
I don't know.
It has a similar setup where there's a meteor, but turns people into zombies, not into.
Yeah,
well, I know what movie you're talking about.
The people that were left that were somehow able to avoid being turned to dust. Some were zombies. Some people survived, like if they were in certain.
When was this one then?
It's an old.
It's a long time ago since I've seen it.
It's a great movie, man. I'm just gonna tell you, it's like one of those 80s movies that not a ton of people talk about. But Night of the Comet is a great movie, man. I mean,
I think I am thinking of the same movie. It's been so long that maybe I'm just
I mean, there's not very many people that you would recognize in it, other than maybe Kelly Maroney. She's like an 80s icon. You know, she's been like she was in Chopping Mall and some of those old cheesy 80 movies and stuff.
Worst named movie ever.
Yeah, it's not a great movie, but it's fun, right? I mean, those movies weren't great.
I'm talking about the name. There's no chopping at all in that movie.
No chopping at all.
Just what was the robots?
Yep, killer robots that go around killing you, and they were like really. I mean, if you watch, I mean, it's so dated. You know, they need to come out with a remake of that movie that would be like more akin to like, I don't know, RoboCop or something. But Night of the Comet is a great 80s movie. It's a good, like, it's almost a movie that almost anybody can watch. There's a little bit of adult material when it comes to like insinuation and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, it's just a fun, goofy 80s movie, right? It's so fucking 80s. The hairstyles, the clothes, you know, that kind of thing. And it basically, the plot revolves around a couple of survivors. There's a nefarious kind of scientific group that is gathering people for, like, the survivors for experiments and stuff like that. And it's just kind of one of those kick-ass 80 movies that doesn't mean anything. It's just, it's there. But it's so fun. And those movies, like, that is the problem that a lot of filmmakers have nowadays. Not a lot of people have fun when they're making movies, and this is just a prime example of just stupid fun. And I really like this movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. There's obviously some flaws and stuff with the movie, like, you know, like, these people aren't like heartbroken that their entire families are like totally, you know, destroyed. They just kind of accept things as they are. But right. I mean, why let a little thing like that get in the way of a stupid plot, right? Exactly, I mean, that's every 80s movie to a T. You know, it's like, why let the details bother your story? You know, and that's how this movie really plays out. Robot Jox is a badass movie. I like Robot Jox. I think if it's the one I'm thinking of, is that the one with Hugh Jackman, Scotoma, or am I thinking of a different movie? Oh, you're thinking of the 80s Robot Jox, right, Scotoma? Slagar says everything tries to be serious. When they do something like Night of the Comet, they don't know how to take it. Yeah, see, I agree with you, Slagar. That's that's kind of how that movie, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but I mean, it's such a good movie and such a good time. I highly recommend people watch it. And it's streaming on Shudder, so there you go. Robot Jocks is awesome. Slagar says still have it on VHS. Yes, I remember that movie. It's pretty damn good. All right.
Because of Star Wars, like the 80s were just, there were so many sci-fi movies.
Yeah, and a lot of
every other movie was a sci-fi movie.
And you know what? The 80s produced some of the greatest slasher horror movies of all time too. 80s is when Friday the 13th came out. I think Halloween came out late 70s, right, Bernie? 78, yeah. I don't know. There's just a lot. Like Black Christmas was another great one. I think that came out 1980, if I'm not mistaken. The 80s was just chock full of just fun movies, Ice Pirates is a great movie, Breakman.
Yep.
I'm surprised.
Fun movies, Ice Pirates.
Yeah, really fun. Buckaroo Banzai or whatever the fuck name of that. That was a great movie.
Don't try and make any sense of what's going on. Just sit back and relax.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's continue on with everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the Week.
I think I agree with Slagar. He says the 80s is why there are slasher movies. Yeah. Well, I mean, one can make the argument, Slagar, that it started in the 60s with Psycho, but I hear what you're saying, Slagar. Movies like Psycho and Halloween, which was late 70s, kind of, kick-started that whole genre of great movies, great horror movies. All right, Breakman, your Stinko of the Week.
All right. I'm probably not gonna do all of them because I got a lot this week. Let's see here. Casey DeSantis and the anti-voter fraud people, telling people to commit voter fraud. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's always the people who complain the most about voter fraud who are the ones who encourage it.
There's a word for that, Breakman. It's called projection. What else?
Of course, she's backtracked and tried to say, "No, that's not what I meant," but then she kind of repeated herself, like, "Oh no, that is what you meant." Okay, we gotcha. And here's why I am not back on Twitter or X, and I will never be back on X, is because Alex Jones is now back on X.
Oh God, yeah.
Alex Jones is one of the most vile human beings on the planet.
I saw a video, Breakman, speaking of Alex Jones. It was really funny. The whole gay frog thing and all that bullshit. But there was, that one house that does like all the Christmas lights and stuff. They had, it was about a minute-long video of they remixed some of his, talking points and made it into a song and did the whole light up house, Christmas thing. And it was about the gay frogs and it was funny as fuck. So what else?
Speeches. See, that's okay. This is Twitter and X. There's a difference between that's not violating free speech. When you sign a user end agreement, you're signing up to operate under their rules. Yeah. And Alex Jones had violated all the Twitter rules. So that's not a violation of free speech. The company has free speech. If you don't like that, don't vote for Republicans. I don't know what to tell you.
Don't vote at all, man. Fuck both of them, man. All right.
I'm just Republicans in Ohio are they're the most evil, vile pieces of shit ever. Yeah. I'm not gonna. No, he didn't. What? Yeah, he did.
He violated a lot of Twitter rules, Godema. He definitely violated Twitter policy. Not X policy, but Twitter policy.
He literally took a family that was grieving, a bunch of families that were grieving, gave out their information and told his listeners to attack them.
Yeah. All right, what else you got, Break?
That was the final straw, but with Twitter they suspend you a lot before they really cut you off. Anyway, let me see. Talking about the Ohio Republicans. Republicans in general. What is James Comer accusing Biden of doing?
I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you.
Making money illegally through shell companies and stuff like that. Well, it turns out James Comer has his own shell companies.
Oh, wow. And more projection, you say, Break, right?
So we got that. So James Comer obviously is a lying scumbag.
If I accuse somebody else of doing this, then people will stop paying attention to what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Much.
Which always ends up in people putting a spotlight on you. I don't know why people bitch about other people for doing the same things they do, because nothing could be more to the point than pointing people towards shit that you're doing. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just, it's stupidity. All right, what else you got, Break?
Okay, another one goes to the apparently there is a shit thing going on around the state of Ohio where numerous prosecutors have been caught up in a lot of fraudulent stuff to get a lot of false convictions.
You don't say, Breakman. Really? Wow.
It's a huge story that just broke this week. I don't know what's going to happen from it, but
nothing.
There are a lot of convictions that need to be overturned, and a lot of work to be done.
Well, hopefully some people will do that work, but it doesn't surprise me in the least, Breakman. I mean, politicians, prosecutors, defense attorneys, judges are all fucking corrupt in this country, clear across the board, man. You know?
Yeah.
All right. What else you got?
Yeah, they are. Let me see here.
I agree with that, Skodoma, actually. He says the same people that say just to do what the cops tell you are the ones that say we live in a free country. I know, Skodoma, it's amazing. Before you get to your other ones, let me read Freak 5's comment. Breakman, sorry, I don't mean to cut off your groove. My Stinko, I was sick with COVID last week. I had signed up for an extra shift for Sunday and was supposed to get a $100 bonus for that, even though the rules for the incentive to get people to pick up weekend shifts don't mention it. I found out that if you call in during the week, you don't get the bonus for the weekend shift. Oh, wow, that sucks, Freak 5. But you know what? That's corporate America. Always getting away with everything. So there you go. All right, what else you got, Break?
They're on my Stinko this week.
Oh, okay.
I'm just corporate America.
Yep.
Yeah,
what else you got, Break?
Oh, sorry. This one's just absolutely disturbing. A grandmother got in a fight with her family, and she went for a gun. She tried to kill her daughter, and that didn't work out for her. So instead, she turned the gun on the toddler.
Ugh. Why?
Don't know. Just like a vicious family fight. It was a family fight, and she's just a evil human being.
She pulled the trigger on a toddler, Breakman.
Yeah. Yes. The grandmother.
And the toddler obviously passed, right?
I the last I'd heard, the toddler was struggling to stay alive, so I don't know if the toddler was 5 or not.
Well, I mean, welcome to jail, Grandma, because your bitch ass is going there, you know?
Jail's too good for her.
I agree, but, you know, it's what we got, Break. I don't like the death penalty at all, but...
no, I don't either. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just
there's not a
there's
good
not a punishment that's good enough.
Right, I agree. What else you got, Break?
I don't know if I want to talk about this one yet because it's not officially a law. It's still got to go to the governor's desk, but
House Bill 68.
Yeah. In Ohio, and how they've conflated a whole bunch of issues into one. It all boils down to anti-trans issues, but it was basically banning trans kids from playing sports in Ohio, which we already talked about. There are less than 20 kids in Ohio who are trans who play sports out of the 400,000.
Yeah.
Very less than 1% of the population. So they've added that onto it. They've added on, this one's what really, really pisses me off. They're forcing kids under the age of 18 to detransition.
As if there's such a thing.
Because kids, even if they're teenagers, can't make decisions for themselves, apparently.
Yeah. Well, look,
they put on things like can't have surgery, stuff like that. Well, that wasn't happening. That's been a lie that's been disproven that keeps getting repeated.
And even if we as a society collectively agreed, even the kids, that they didn't want surgery, that's what puberty blockers are for.
Yeah.
That was the compromise they made before. And now they're saying you can't even do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say when they're telling. They say this is parental rights, but at the same time, here's Lola of Ohio. God. Oh, yeah, I saw that story, actually. I forgot to write it down and bring it up.
Poop Pringles. So Poop and Pringles things, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lawyer in, I think, around the Columbus area who is kind of revenge for people who he doesn't like. He drives around in his off time, poops in Pringles cans, and throws them on their doorsteps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he's not like damaging their property or anything like that. He just thinks it's a funny prank.
Wait, is this the Mad Pooper or?
No, this is somebody else. Apparently, some people think pooping is a lot of fun to enjoy, to spread to everyone. I guess
there was actually 4 or 5 people that died on January 6th. If we're doing fact checks, 2 died from heart attacks. Those were Trump supporters. Obviously, the one civilian died by gunshot, I believe. And I'm trying to figure out what the other 2 people died of. But there actually was a total of 5 deaths.
I'm sick of people defending her actions, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't think people deserve to die for breaking and entering, but that's what happened. Like, they were shot. Like, defending her as the victim is
right.
bullshit.
She's not a victim. Yeah. She was a perpetrator, and, it shouldn't be... pooping in
I don't agree with, like, shooting somebody if they're robbing your home or something like that. There's not, like... It's going to be fine in court,
Yeah.
If you're protecting your home or something like that.
Once you poop, you can't stop. Scotoma says that's pretty awesome. Thank you for the further subscription, Scotoma. I don't know how Twitch works, to be honest, with all that, but I do appreciate the support. Thank you. Attorney suspended for pooping in a Pringles can, leaving it in victim advocate's parking lot. Wow.
Yeah, apparently it wasn't a one-time thing. Apparently he's been doing this for years.
What a dumbass. That's so stupid.
Somebody finally discovered it or something, or reported it once they discovered it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I still got a couple more.
Yeah, what else you got?
Pro-life people I've talked a lot about. Like, there are generally pro-life people who believe in protecting lives and stuff like that, but the movement itself is based upon controlling women, not protecting lives.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, the another company from Texas, another one of those pro-life organizations that says they help women, designed to help women with financial needs and all this other support and stuff like that. Of course, they scammed thousands of women.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, another one of these organizations.
Did you guys see Did you guys see the Moms for Liberty story about that woman that was married to one of the, or she was a co-founder of Moms for Liberty? Yeah, I know. I read it more about that story, Breakman, and it's fucking hilarious. She enjoyed the threesome apparently. So projection.
Apparently, like it ended because like the woman wasn't really interested in him. She was just interested in the wife.
Yeah. He made advances toward her, and he eventually, the allegation is that he raped her. Yeah. So that's how that went. But I just found it more projection. Usually when you see somebody railing against something, you just look in their past and, you'll see.
Just like the guy who made the Don't Say Gay bill. Like, he's got that huge scandal,
Yeah.
I forget what it was exactly, but...
the fact that he was with 90 men or something. I think that's the last, so. All right, what else you got, Break?
One last one goes to scammers and their and I'm going to say old victims mostly, because... When you're referring to stubborn old people who've been warned about things and they keep doing it because they think they know better.
Cue the Frank jokes. Here they come. All right, go ahead, Break.
Frank. This isn't about Frank at all.
I know.
Just the people who refuse to admit that it's, you can't do it anymore. You need help. Like, whether it's a nursing home, assisted living, or moving in with a family member or something like that. As opposed to refusing and being, a problem for that family because you refuse to get help and you
Yeah.
keep doing the same stupid shit over and over again, like falling for scammers repeatedly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the kind of people who click on pop-ups.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is not their fault, Break, but I understand what you're saying. I had a conversation with my dad the other day about driving, right? And I asked him, I did ask him about like how well he's like how long does he think he's gonna be able to drive? Like he's he's more than a senior citizen. Let's just put it that way. And he gave me an honest assessment. He's like, honestly, probably another year. And I'm like, well, that's sensible. I'm like, Dad, I have no problems driving you, and assuring him that, when the time is there, like I know for myself, like physical labor and me aren't mixing anymore. And I know that sounds weird, but I've had so many back problems, and not just the normal, like, every day, like my back hurts type shit. Like I've been in multiple car accidents and work accidents and they're all involving my back. And now it's caught up to me to where the other day I was walking down the stairs and, I'm not moving like I used to. Let's just put it that way. And it's, I know my limitations. Like there's, Scotoma, I did check it out, and if you're talking about the New Zealand guy, yeah, there's problems with that dude, Scotoma. I'm just letting you know. But Break, like I was saying,
just one doctor's research. I believe in a lot of.
Yeah, do multiple.
I don't know where you're getting that idea, because I didn't even know about this guy till you told me. And
no, he told us.
And now that I looked it up a bit, I'd have to say no, I don't.
No.
You're making assumptions about us.
No, I looked at it before, Eric, and he asked me the question now. So my honest assessment is, you got to look at multiple people, and the more you read about this guy, like the more you realize, like, the ethical concerns with John Money. I mean, this is the way that it is. But that's for a different day. I'm not going down that road right now. No, let's get back to this topic, guys. Like I was talking with my dad, and at the very least, he wasn't stubborn about it. And my dad's a very stubborn guy, and that's where I get a lot of my stubbornness is from him. But I'm glad that he was at least able to admit that the time is coming to where, and it may not be a year. He may get to that point and say, you know what, my eyes are still good enough, and I can drive, right? But at least there was some form of admission that the time is coming, right? And I wish football players would understand that a lot, like when the time is to go. We talked about Miyazaki before. Like, it doesn't seem to me like he's lost his storytelling touch, so I give him a pass. But if he ever did, like if Eric said, wow, this movie was like a bomb, like it was a 4 out of 10, then maybe it's time for him to just hang it up type thing, because you do lose a lot of your mental acuity as you get older. I'm not going to lie and say that I'm as sharp as I was when I was 20. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like you do have to think about those things when you're older, and I couldn't agree with you more, Breakman, is what I'm trying to say. So what else you got?
One thing I forgot to mention with the movie, I think it is also his way of saying he's actually kind of finally ready to let the new generation take over once he finally does quit.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got, Break?
But I mean, this stinko goes mostly to the people who take advantage of old people. But it's just the frustration of dealing with people who refuse to accept reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's like this analogy that I use, Breakman. Like, if you let's say you left your door open, right? Your back door open all the time. Mm-hmm. It's not your fault that somebody went into your house and stole something from you or beat you up or any of that, right? Like, you should have the right to leave your door open. Now, is it smart? Probably not the smartest idea in the world we live in, but that's the other person took it upon themselves to notice that your door was open and waltz right in and steal something, right? So you're not at fault for that, right? I don't care what insurance companies say. I don't care what cops would say. Like, the problem is not with you. The problem is with the other person, and that's kind of what you're saying here, Break. You're saying that the majority of the fault is with the people that actually scam older people. How dare you, Scotoma, you son of a bitch? You're exiled.
Talking about me. What? Oh.
But no, I agree with you, Freak 5. Obama was nowhere near great. I could point to a lot of things about Obama that
I noticed a lot of people saying like Obama like split the country, and those were all white people saying that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
like, no, Obama did not split the country. Obama basically showed us who the racists are.
yeah. No, that's the problem that most people had with Obama. I actually have deeper issues with Obama. The drone strikes.
We talked about our issues with him. Lots of dead civilians because of his indiscriminate drone strikes in countries we shouldn't have never been in.
Right. The fact that he had a super majority and got nothing done in Congress, like raising the minimum wage for one, health care. They got health care. They got health care. They got the ACA across because it was a fucking Mitt Romney idea, and the Republicans was like, "Oh, we could profit off this, so yeah, let's go for it."
I feel like the most evil thing he ever did though was to gaslight the people of Flint.
Oh, that was horrible. No, the worst thing he did was the drone strikes, but that's close, Eric. The whole Flint, Michigan bullshit thing was just awful.
And the Republican opposition to the Obamacare was their whole thing was it's like let's tag Obama to it, and but that caught on, and Obama himself embraced it, so that blew up in their face. Then they tried to say like there are death squads, like you're gonna. If you sign up for this, there are death squads and old people, your grandma's going to die and stuff like that.
All the while,
also,
it was
also trying to take credit for Obergefell. That's something the Supreme Court did, not him. Why is he taking credit for it?
Yeah. No, I agree. The ACA is, the Republicans bitch about it all the time, but it came from their side. So I don't know why they bitch about it.
Their opposition to it at the time was some of the weakest I'd seen. Like, it just, it was pretty sad. Like, whereas now they're all gung ho and angry and all the time. But it was like then it was like there's they're gonna kill your grandma. There was the stunt they pulled where someone like, look how big it is. We just don't know what's all in this. And then they like took it and like showed how big it was, like stretching it out on the steps of Congress.
Scotoma and the Freak 5 are exiled, you sons of bitches. What do you think
they were gonna accomplish? All they did was make themselves look like idiots.
Yeah. Well, they're doing a lot of that nowadays too, on both sides, but more so on the Republican side right now. So, all right. What else you got, Break?
That's it.
Eric, you want to talk a little bit more about House Bill 68, or did we pretty much cover it?
We pretty much covered all of it.
Okay. I want to talk about my stinko, which is I mentioned I was playing Blair Witch. It's not a bad game, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not a bad game, but for one thing. I ran into 2 game progression bugs in less than an hour. And that's kind of a great benchmark to say, you know what, this game has not been QA'd as much as it should have been. So I told Bernie, because I want to beat it for Bernie because she's so into this game, and I agree it's a fairly good game. It's not excellent by any stretch. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Alan Wake, the first game, and a couple of other kind of run of the mill kind of horror game, maybe a little bit of Silent Hill in there, Silent Hill 2, but it's pretty good, is what I'm going to say, if not for these bugs. And I lost probably altogether 2 hours of progress in this game, based on what the game told me, and I don't know. And Breakman is exiled, you son of a bitch. They're not game breaking by any stretch, but they're making me lose time on this game. And I told Bernie, I was like, after the second time, like the first time I got stuck in a corner of all things, and I'm like, that's fucking weird. Like, let me out of here.
That sounds apropos of the game, though.
What's that?
The movie, I mean.
Right.
That sounds apropos of the movie.
I know. I should have just ended my playtime there and said, wow, that was a pretty scary game. You know what I mean? Like, it mirrored the movie, you know? No, but in all honesty, like, after that, I was like, okay, I'll just start over. I lost about an hour worth of progress, but no big deal. I know exactly how to get, past the little puzzles that they got to get to this point, right? So I get past that point, and probably 45 minutes more, you have a dog with you, right? Which is actually a really cool mechanic in the game. He kind of growls and lets you know that there's an enemy nearby, right? And it's kind of, the way it works is sort of like Alan Wake, where you have to use your flashlight to get rid of enemies, but purely your flashlight, like you don't have a gun or anything. I went behind the dog because I'm like, fuck that, I'm gonna let the dog attack if he's got. I didn't know if the dog, I don't know if the dog attacks, but I'm like, I'm gonna let this dog protect me, right? So the dog's growling and growling in a direction. I'm like, okay, that's where the enemy is, and I get behind him, and all of a sudden I can't move or do anything, and I'm like, you know what? This is the second fucking goddamn time within 45-minute stretch, and I have to put this game away. I know I could get back to this point, but games like that just, there's still bugs in them that if you happen to get in that position and you have to restart the game, is completely irritating. It's hard enough for me to beat a game as it is. I don't need to fight the fucking bugs in addition to fighting my own ineptitude when it comes to playing video games. I have enough on my plate to deal with that. I play games for fun. I don't play for frustration most of the time, unless I'm playing, a Dark Souls game or something. But I don't know. That's my stinko. I think stuff like that is just egregious, and time is money and time is valuable. So. Those are my thoughts, and I like the game, but I don't like the bugs in the game. So, and it's too old of a game. They should have patched this thing like ages ago. It's how many years old now? Like 4 or 5 at least. Let's move on to happier thoughts.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweet! Sweeto of the week.
All right, Breakman, your Sweeto of the week.
There was this movie back in the 80s. I never understood why it was so popular, but it was about this kid who went to college and his experience there on the football team. And the culmination of the movie ended with him finally getting to walk onto the field and play one down of the game.
Are you talking about Rudy?
Rudy lost in court.
What? What are you talking about?
Lost in court.
Oh.
Yeah.
The 2 women that sued him because he destroyed their lives.
Okay.
He's probably not going to end up paying a dime because he's going to screw the system like usual, and it's a broken system. But
I'm bankrupt all of a sudden, even though I'm a fucking well-paid actor. Yeah. Okay. Is that your Sweeto, Breakman?
Yeah, that he got the court.
Any more?
Yeah, you're an asshole. Fuck you. Okay.
Right. Freak 5 is exiled. Scotoma is exiled. And Freak 5 is exiled again. I think I'm caught up, you son of a bitch. Bitches, I should say. All right. Eric, your Sweeto of the week, if you have one.
I don't.
Okay. My Sweeto is not getting arrested again. I had to go back to District 2 in Denver, where they don't allow you to record in their police lobby, or so their sign says, even though it's the antithesis of free speech, and it's perfectly legal to do so. So I was very happy I didn't get arrested. I was actually treated fairly well by one of the cops there, which is hardly ever happens. I agree with you, Breakman. Rudy sucked. I hated that movie. But hey, Breakman, do you actually? I need to pull up. Let me see if I can pull up the.
I'll talk about how bad Rudy is. Okay. So this movie, the college kid, and he's liked by people and stuff like that, and this whole experience of him wanting to be on Notre Dame and play for Notre Dame, and the culmination is he gets to play one fucking play.
I know, one play.
One.
Yeah.
It was so fucking stupid.
Yeah. I hated that movie, man. I thought it was dumb. Scotoma says, I seen one ridiculous headline from mainstream media. They said they couldn't believe how fast yet so fallen so quickly. Like, how could they not see that? You mean with Rudy Giuliani? I agree, Scotoma. Mainstream media sucks. They totally suck. Freak 5 says he lost a while back because he refused to provide discovery. It is just today that they announced how much he was going to be sentenced to pay. How much was that amount, Freak 5?
150.
How much?
150 million.
150 million? Holy fuck, man. That's a lot of dinero. Holy shit.
He's going to appeal it and he's going to fight it and, all this other shit.
You're talking, I thought it was 48 million for Rudy, but they said 150. They added punitive damages, right?
I guess.
Wow.
I didn't see what exactly, the total is 148 million.
Oh, wow.
So
okay. Yeah. He'll never even be able to pay a quarter of that.
But he'll fight it and he'll die before he ever has.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But any money that's made off of his name will obviously go to Ruby Freeman and the other lady. Which, by the way, I saw.
I've seen a lot of people online well, that's bullshit. Dude, he has to take that money. He destroyed these women's lives.
Yeah.
They had to leave their homes because they were getting death threats.
Yeah.
Scotoma jobs. They couldn't find new jobs. They had to move. This was he destroyed their lives.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
Scotoma, he is, no doubt. I love that too, man. I thought it was funny as fuck. But kind of shows you how creepy Giuliani was, man, to begin with. America's mayor and all. All right.
Yeah. The more I find out about the guy, it's oh God, he really has always been a dirtbag.
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah.
He was lucky enough to be the mayor of 911.
Yeah.
When that happened, so he looked like a big
hero. Yeah. All right, let's move on to our free for all. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Breakman. What was your point?
I was saying for the internet boom, Clinton was a big. He was there when Silicon Valley happened.
Yeah.
It was a huge thing.
Yeah. All right. Our free for all. We're gonna wrap up the final tournament for a while, guys and gals. I explained this on pre-show banter, but we are gonna have some new segments to start the year. I'm not saying we're gonna get rid of tournaments altogether, but they're gonna be a little less frequent. And we're going to go with some new segments, which we'll probably talk about within the next couple of weeks. But we got some great ideas for sure. So, but for right now, we're going to end this tournament. We're going to decide the best holiday movie of all time. I think it's a great way to end this segment for the medium term, I would say. So, without further ado, Breakman, let's finish this tournament off.
All right. We have not many movies left. I think we're down to 8 movies. So let's go ahead and start out with the Christmas classic. Excuse me. I hope nobody heard that. I belched.
I didn't hear it.
Die Hard
is
going up against another action hero, Arnold Schwarzenegger, as he takes on Sinbad in their quest to find that one last Christmas gift. Whereas John McClane's just really trying to save his wife and kill the fucking terrorists.
Yeah. By the way, isn't Last Action?
Because aren't they divorced?
Yeah.
No, that happens after. They're still married at that point.
Yeah, they're separated. Yeah. By the way, isn't Last Action Hero also a holiday movie, Breakman? I thought it was a Christmas movie. I could be wrong.
No, it's not a Christmas movie. It might be around. I don't think it is.
I thought so. Anyways, that's also an underrated. We should have did the most underrated movies of all time, but maybe that's an idea for another day. But all right, anyway, what do we got, Brett?
Yeah. Anyway, so you're gonna go ahead and start this, Frank. Die Hard or Jingle All the Way?
Oh, this is the hardest one of the bunch for me to decide, guys. I love both of these movies. I think they're great. I don't know if I could go against Die Hard though. I think it really is a great holiday movie. Given the gift of killing terrorists and saving your wife during the holidays, how can you go against that? I think I decided Die Hard for me, Breakman. Eric?
Die Hard.
Wow.
Yeah, I have to agree. Die Hard too.
Scotoma agrees.
I like Jingle All the Way, and I love Sinbad and Arnold. They play off well. They play well off each other, but they don't play as well as McClane and Hans Gruber play off each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a great actor too. What the fuck is his name? He passed away.
Yeah.
Alan
He's
Rickman.
getting to,
Alan Rickman.
Rickman, yeah.
Die flaccid, Scotoma says.
But like those two played off well. They played so well off each other.
Yeah.
So that Die Hard moves on. Next we have.
Ooh, this is a Titanic matchup, man.
Oh, this is gonna be my hardest one, I think. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with the greatest rant in movie history.
Yeah.
Versus Elf, which is one of the. I want to call it a great performance. It's not an Oscar-winning performance, but maybe it should have been.
I mean, I second that actually, Breakman. I Elf is one of the most endearing movies to ever be made. Like I don't.
Yeah, he's like you want to root for Buddy. Like he's the most likable guy ever.
I saw somebody say there was like memes like the most annoying character of all time in movies, and somebody put up a picture of Will Ferrell, and they said any movie that this guy is in, and I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. Did you ever watch Elf? And if you did, you have no heart, sir. That's what I wanted to say. But anyways, continue on, Breakman.
Oh, man, this one's hard. This is a hard one for me. So Eric, you're gonna start.
Freak Vibe says Die Hard sounds like a porn movie full of old men who die during sex. Die limp, Scotoma says. All right, I'm sorry, Eric, go ahead.
Nice to my heart.
I gotta have to go vote for Lampoon's.
Ooh, wow.
Okay, this is a really hard one for me. Oh God, because he's, like I said, his performance in Elf is great. Where I mean, he really steals the show. Whereas Christmas Story, like there are other really great performances, like Cousin Eddie, especially like that. He did a fantastic job. That crazy person, I forget his name.
Randy Quaid.
Yeah, Randy Quaid. Apparently, real life crazy.
You know
person.
who's underrated in Elf was James Caan.
James Caan was good.
Yeah.
And Bob Newhart.
I know Bob Newhart was awesome.
Love. Yeah, I'm going with Elf.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You put me on.
Sorry,
I was
Frank.
ready to
I mean,
rant and bitch.
Like I said, I think his performance in Elf was so charming. He was meant to be a likable guy, and he was, and it doesn't come off forced in any way. You want to root for him. You like him, and like it's just you want him to win.
I thought this was a departure to the way that Will Ferrell usually plays in his movies, right? He's usually playing
kind of stupid.
Yeah, kind of stupid, obnoxious, but super funny kind of character. Like if you think of movies like the Ricky Bobby movie, I can't remember what that movie's called, the NASCAR one. Which was great, by the way. Talladega Nights, yeah, that's right. Or like like Old School he was in, and those type of movies. Step Brothers, another great movie. I love that movie. But I thought he played slightly different, like what you're saying, Breakman, like the endearing, kind of annoying, but like in an endearing way, like not super stupid, just like overly vulnerable and kid-like. You know what I mean? Like yeah. I don't know. But I agree with you.
Like Tom Hanks in Big.
Yeah, and I hate that movie, by the way. I think it's one of the most overrated movies ever.
That was the first thing I can think of where like it's an adult
right,
actor
like
playing a kid.
Yeah, you're looking at this guy.
He isn't playing a kid, but he kind of is with Elf.
Right.
He does like a child.
Yeah,
he's experiencing the world for the first time.
Yeah,
outside.
Yeah, and innocence, if you will, very innocent, and likable in that fashion, and you feel bad for him, which you should, and all this stuff, and
But more than anything, because of his such a positive attitude, you want him to like not just win, but to change the people around him.
Yeah. Like you wanted everybody to recognize what a great person this was. Just
exactly.
pure goodness in his heart, right? Like always doing good. And there's very few movies like that, Breakman. I can't think of very many super wholesome movies in that vein. Like you could come up with a bunch of Christmas movies and they're just not the same. If you tell me It's a Wonderful Life, I'm gonna tell you you're fucking crazy. That guy was an asshole.
God, that was so long and boring.
Right,
dude.
right. You know,
And like
Chris.
the only positive thing I can really think of is that he saves his brother's life. Like other than
Yeah,
that, like
yeah.
they could have gone without him.
No, but I'm talking about pure goodness, Breakman, and it's very rare to see a movie like that you're not gagging because it's so sugary and syrupy, like something like A Christmas Story, for instance. You know, it's just super sugary. I mean, very sweet movie, but it's not the same. You know, it's just, I don't know. There's not very many movies like this. So,
You
but
could say Hallmark Christmas movies.
yeah, and those are cheesy and stupid, and I hate them with
They're always like the feel good happy.
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. But
Boy
this
and girl get together at the end.
Right.
You're all I want for Christmas. type
right,
shit.
right. That, I mean, you know, but it's going up against Christmas Vacation, which is another phenomenal movie, and that rant is one for the ages. I mean, I think that's the first thing I said when I brought up this movie, when it was my turn to pick, and it's just such a hard fucking matchup, man. I wanted you to pick Lampoon's Break, so that way I could just say you son of a bitch, you know, and all that, but oh man, so hard. Both of these movies are so great.
I was just thinking of the two of them together, and like I like both of them, but there's a mean spirit to
yeah.
National Lampoon, and
You know what?
Just such a sweetness to Elf.
You know what? You're absolutely right. It's Elf. It's clear. It's Elf. Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's because Eric didn't try to sell it. I said, "You're selling it."
I know.
Yeah.
I know. There was no pitch from Eric. Like, if he would have said the squirrel, that might have swayed my opinion, you know, but
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Next, we have, I think this might be the only non-Christmas movie left, Groundhog's Day, taking on The Nightmare Before Christmas. Frank, I know you love that movie, so I'm not going to make you do this one first. Eric, you can start.
I'm gonna go with Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm not a big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, whereas I think Groundhog's Day is one of the perfect movies. It's sad, it's happy, you laugh, you cry, you root for him, you hate him at some points. You know, I gotta go Groundhog's Day. Sorry, Frank, I didn't think it would turn out this way.
Jesus Christ, 2 in a row that I have to
was gonna say
decide.
Groundhog's Day, I really did.
Ah, man, and I do love both of these movies, Breakman. Hold on. Let me think about this. Another tough matchup, man.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. Last time I went against Eric, I'm not going to go against Eric this time. I'm going to go with Nightmare Before Christmas, even though Groundhog's Day deserves better. It just ran up against a buzzsaw, in my opinion. But it's a great movie.
My heart is broken.
I love Groundhog's Day Break. It's probably a top 100 movie for me, for sure.
Well, this one's going to be easy for me, so I'm going to go ahead and start. Krampus, the movie, which I think I gave it about the same score as Eric, but I think he liked it a little bit more than I did even, so maybe I should lower my score. Whereas
dare you.
Gremlins, which is a fucking classic, absolutely got to go with Gremlins. It's sort of like Groundhog's Day, and it could be like different emotions, whereas that one's like sadness. This one kind of invokes fear. Well, I guess it does invoke sadness when she gives her little story about her dad, too. So yeah. There's a whole trip of emotions on this, and Corey Feldman's in it. I mean, he makes everything better.
Right.
Young Corey Feldman in the 80s. Corey Feldman. So Frank, you're next.
You're going to be surprised, Breakman. I'm going with Gremlins. I think Gremlins is a better movie. I am a fan of Krampus because I love horror movies. I thought Krampus was, not to be an apologist for Krampus or anything, but I think Krampus is
likes something different. It's fine. You can love the
Krampus, but listen to my reasoning here, Breakman. I think Krampus is one of the few movies that you can watch with kids. It's a little scary like Gremlins, but but not overly scary to where you can't. And it also has a wicked ending. I mean, you very rarely see movies that end like
That's
Krampus. So I have to go with Gremlins, though. I mean, Gremlins, classic Christmas movie, man, for sure.
Eric?
Slagar
I'm gonna
agrees.
vote for Gremlin.
Yeah.
Gremlins is the only one we have agreed on.
No, we all agreed on Die Hard.
Oh,
Breakman.
right, I forgot about Die Hard. Yes,
Yeah.
that's wow. Oh shit.
What?
Die Hard versus Elf.
Oh, wow.
I will go ahead and start this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna fall back onto the same reasoning I picked Elf over National Lampoon. Is Elf's got that kind of a sweetness to it, and that you want to root for him, and not that you don't want to root for John McClane to get the bad guy and stuff like that, but there's, you know, guns and violence flying all over the place and lots of blood, and he has to walk through glass at a certain point. But he gets to say cool shit like "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker," you know.
Yeah.
So there's that. But
you know what? One of my favorite scenes in that movie is when the terrorist was actually smart. I think it was Hans Gruber No, it wasn't. It was like that blonde dude that
the
like
long-haired blonde guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he shot out all the windows because he knew John McClane was barefoot, and here John McClane is like walking through all this glass because he has to. It was like such a dick move, you know. It was like brilliant.
Yep. But I'm gonna go with Elf because it is the happier movie, and it is one that the whole family can watch together, and you know, like the sweetness. And like I said, I really think Will Ferrell should have won awards.
I think I agree with you, man. He wasn't even nominated, which was a travesty, man. I mean, if anybody deserved a nomination, it should have been him in that movie.
No, your turn.
Oh man, Titanic matchup: Elf versus Die Hard. You know what? I'm gonna put Eric on the spot. I'm just picking Die Hard just out of pure spite for everything, I guess. I'm gonna pick Die Hard.
Motherfucker, Eric.
Yeah. So Eric, you're the tiebreaker, buddy. I had to do 2 tiebreakers this fucking round. So guess what? Welcome to the hot seat, motherfucker.
What's that? Take out the actual Gremlins. The movie is about a Christmas present.
Yeah, Slagar makes a great point. That's a great point, Slagar. Gagging on gremlin balls, Scotoma says.
I'm gonna vote for Elf.
Oh, Elf sneaks by. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
It's
upset.
It's probably the right way to pick, though. In all honesty. All right, so what do we got next?
We've gone from Sweet and Innocent to the Halloween and the monster movie. Gremlins is going to take on A Nightmare Before Christmas. We got a skeleton man who wants to steal Christmas, and he's pretty much successful.
Yeah.
And the Gremlins who want to take over the town, and well, they are actually pretty much successful too, but until the end. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start this one. This one's an easy win for me. This is Gremlins all the way. I love that movie. It's a classic. I still can watch it to this day. I watched it a few months ago, in fact. Still great. Frank?
You know what? I'm going to put Eric on the spot again. And I'll tell you why, because actually, you know what? I'm actually going to do reverse psychology here. I'm picking Gremlins because I know that Breakman in the next round is going to be tormented endlessly because these are 2 great movies, and I'm pretty sure I know what Eric would pick, but I'm going to pick Gremlins just so it moves on, so I can see Eric's Breakman squirm in the next round, because he hasn't squirmed but 1 or 2 times this entire tournament. So I'm picking Gremlins to move on. Eric, what would you pick? Am I right, Eric?
I'm picking Gremlins.
Oh, you picked Gremlins too? Shit, I should have picked Nightmare Before Christmas. Damn it. Fucking A. Okay. So here we go.
Okay. This one's going to be the hardest one yet.
Yeah.
As Elf takes on Gremlins for the greatest holiday movie.
Yeah, I think you should go first, Breakman.
Well, if you didn't just hear the background, I have somebody I have to please over here.
I didn't hear what she said, though.
I'm very adamant that I say Gremlins or else. So,
No, you can say what you want. You're just wrong.
Okay.
Okay, let me seriously think about this. Okay. Elf is a great Christmas movie. It's happy. Great performance by Will Ferrell. One of the greatest performances, I think. Where nobody's going to really win acting awards in Gremlins or anything, but they still a great cast. Like his neighbor who drives the bulldozer and shit.
Yeah, and Phoebe Cates is in that movie too, I believe, right?
Not the girlfriend?
Yeah, his girlfriend, Phoebe Cates.
Yeah.
Right.
She's the one who gives the sad tale about her dad dying in the chimney.
Yeah.
Which it seems out of place, kind of, because it kind of stops the movie, but at the same time, like it feels appropriate for the kind of movie that Gremlins is.
Right. Skoma says, I don't know who he's referring to, probably me. He says, your vote doesn't count since you have no taste.
That could have gone either way. I don't know.
I know.
One of us. So, what was I saying? Like, Gremlins, great cast. Corey Feldman, of course, who was in pretty much, if there was a great 80s movie, he found his way into it pretty much.
Yeah. Not a great singer, though, I will say.
Probably it's his dream to be a great singer, but
right.
not for him.
Right.
And, oh man,
I know. Elf versus Gremlins, man.
And Spike is cool, and some of the Gremlins are funny, and they really up the ante on the Gremlins in the sequel. Like they really go out and have fun with them. But in the first one, there was still diversity among them. There wasn't the Flash. Wait, I think there was a Flasher in the first one too, actually.
Yeah.
But not like the Flasher guy.
Right.
Shit, this is really hard.
I know.
Because I think as a whole movie, like Gremlins is like, there's no kind of awkward situation.
Yeah.
Like at the end of Elf, where suddenly he has to deal with some bad people, kind of a little bit off-putting. It kind of changes the tone a little bit of the movie, whereas Gremlins sticks with its tone all the way through. And I've been watching Gremlins since I was a kid, and it's still a great movie.
Watch that.
Damn, I do not know, because Elf is... I was just told to say
How dare you, Scotoma? What were you told, Break?
I was told to say the right answer.
We all know what that means, Break, man. I guess you got to go with that, man. I mean, you know.
And I
He's struggling so hard. I love it.
I can make it easier for him.
Because there are great scenes in Gremlin, like the old lady getting her comeuppance up the with her elevator, and I mean,
how dare you, Freak 5, you son of a bitch.
And who doesn't love Gizmo, for God's sakes? Gizmo's pretty fucking awesome. So this is Gizmo versus Elf right now.
Mm-hmm. No, it's Gremlins versus Elf.
No, for me, I'm thinking, just because of the tonal switch towards the end of Elf, I will go for Gremlins.
Jesus Christ.
And to make this round interesting, and because I'm kissing her ass. Go ahead, Frank, your turn.
It's not really tough for me. I'm going with Elf. I think Elf is the superior movie in almost every way. The horror guy in me wants to pick Gremlins so bad, but overall, I agree with you. A lot of your points about Elf.
It's a kids movie where they shove a little gremlin into a microwave, and we actually get to watch him like blow him up. Like
yeah,
that was like, as a kid, that was just such a like whoa.
Yeah, like I said, Break, the horror fan in me wants to pick Gremlins because it's so good. Like in that way, it is a kids movie that anybody can watch. But to me, like Elf is like a once in a blue moon type movie that is kind of universally loved. Like I've never seen anybody say Elf is a piece of shit movie, right? They might have their criticisms of it, but nobody says that's terrible, right?
Yeah.
And for me, that's the mark of a movie, an all-time movie, right? You could disagree
and Kyle Gass is in that movie, and he doesn't get to be in a lot of movies.
Who?
Kyle Gass.
Yeah. I'm definitely picking Elf, man. I think Elf is in my top one of my top 25 movies of all time.
He's also a cable guy with Jack Black.
Yeah, I'm picking Elf, man. My gut is telling me to pick Elf because it and this is no slight on Gremlins because Gremlins is an all-time classic. I could watch it, over and over. It hasn't lost anything in all the years.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be watching it later.
Yeah, Elf is or Gremlins is a great movie, but Elf to me is an all-time great movie, and for that reason, I think it's funny. I think it's endearing. I think Will Ferrell is perfect. The performances were great. That's everything I want in a movie, right? Mm-hmm. And Elf to me is that. I'm picking Elf.
Scene where with what's his name? Damn, the actor dude, the short guy.
Danny DeVito?
No, in Elf. The author.
The author.
What's that actor's name?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not picking by what
but anyways, like that scene could have gone like really racist. Mm-hmm. Honestly,
mm-hmm.
or
mm-hmm.
not racist, but could have gone really bigoted, for instance. But Will Ferrell's charm through that scene, you get the idea. Like he's not trying to like insult them at all.
Call me an elf one.
Yeah, like he's not doing it as a joke. Like he sees the guy as an actual elf. He thinks he's a real elf. And, when he says he's a South Pole elf.
Yeah, South Pole. Yeah.
Like that's to him. Like that's his. That and like what was it? Ninny Muffin, or like those are his profanities.
Yeah. I look, Slagar. I'm not going by what others say about it. I'm going about like how these both are Titanic films in my lexicon of great movies. Slagar. Like I would put Elf probably in my top 20. Gremlins is in my top 25. So there's not a lot of difference there. We're splitting hairs here, really, Slagar. Like my horror sense wants to pick Gremlins, but overall, I think Elf is just a superior movie, just because.
This is on Eric's mighty shoulders.
It's on Eric's shoulders, so blame Eric if we don't get the winner you want.
He's gonna have to because I vote for Elf too. So
you're going for Elf?
I don't care what you think.
All are debating, and he's like done with it.
Elf wins it. Elf is the greatest holiday movie of all time. I don't think you're too disappointed in that, Breakman, are you?
It's a great movie.
Yeah. I'm
not talking about Break. I'm talking about Slater.
I know. I don't think.
Why should I care?
I think Gremlins is probably the superior movie because that just when they bring out like the Central Park Rangers, like there's these mythical like villain type guys. Like it just felt weird, but it still didn't like take you out of the movie.
Yeah.
But it was kind of this weird moment in the movie. Whereas Gremlins, like, even though there's the weird moment where she's talking about her dad, it doesn't take you out of the movie because what's going on is this whole time it's just been wiped out by fucking gremlins. So it kind of makes sense that she's telling you her.
Hey, Scotoma, if it makes you feel any better, Scotoma, if Elf was on the other side of the bracket, it probably would have came down to Die Hard and Elf. So just letting you know, it made it to the top 4, dude. That's really good.
I'm just not a fan of like the craft horror movie. I mean, I love Green Ones, but when you put it up against something like Elf, I can't really vote for it.
Yeah, it's really tough, man. Like I mean, it was really. I mean, either answer would have been right? Like if we all decided Gremlins, it would have been fine. Like almost any of the top 4 movies, Die Hard. Gremlins, Nightmare Before Christmas, Elf. I mean, any one of them would have won. I think. I don't think there would have been major issues.
I think the one of the best parts about Gremlins is that at like the end of the movie, basically they celebrate Christmas like nothing happened.
They can actually do it now. That's why.
Yeah.
No, but like the whole time, like most of the people in the town have been wiped out and shit by the Gremlins.
They're just like, fuck that. Capitalism, baby. Yeah.
But they like, well, we killed Stripe. Let's go celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was like
More like they're
capitalism, baby.
celebrating not dying.
Yeah. All right, we got to get out of here, guys. Let's do our plugs and get the hell out of here. What a great way to end our tournaments for the time being, guys, I have to say. And if you're a fan of the tournaments, just understand they're not going away. We've been doing tournaments for a whole year now. So you've had tournament after tournament. We are going to be starting some new segments starting at the beginning of the year. We're working out details on that. But just trust me when I tell you, we've got some fucking wicked ideas for the new year. So you're going to have to stick around till at least January to hear those new ideas and all that stuff. But we've got some great stuff planned. By the way, next week we are going to have a traditional free-for-all. And then the following week we're going to be doing our games of the year and our movies of the year. So guys, start getting thinking about that. And, we're just going to have just a few categories. It's not going to be anything super major. I want the last show to be kind of a chill stream. So we're going to do, our favorite movie of the year, our favorite game of the year, and then, some honorable mentions, stuff like that. And then that's going to end the year up on a nice, tidy little bow. So, there you go. All right. So...
I don't remember what the best movie I saw this year is. I can't even remember what the worst movie I saw this year is.
And we could do that too. Actually, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do just have 4 categories: the best movie, worst movie, best game, worst game that we played all year.
All right.
But we're also gonna have honorable mentions if we have any, and that's it. So. All right, we need a movie mashup that combine all those top movies. Yeah, Gremlins, Elf, Die Hard, and Nightmare Before Christmas would be a great mashup. You guys should drink on the last.
Descends on a high rise taken over by terrorists. He's got to use his machine guns to stop the terrorists and the Gremlins.
Yeah,
taking over that building.
Yep.
And all the time you're singing.
Yeah,
so that ties them all together, right?
Yeah, I mean, there you go, man. That sounds like a winner to me. Scotimus says you guys should drink on that episode. How about if we maybe smoke some weed and maybe Eric can drink? I mean, Break and I aren't drinkers, so maybe some edibles on the last show would be pretty awesome.
There's plenty of episodes of me drunk. You can just go rewind.
Yeah, just rewind. We might Break and I might be high on that last episode, and Eric might drink. We might do that. That might be really fun, Scotimus. So
maybe I'll find some edibles to get for that show.
Yeah, there you go, Eric. That would be.
It's legal.
It is legal. So, yeah. But I'm gonna warn you, Eric. Just take one gummy if you buy a pack of gummies, dude. Don't take any more than that.
Yeah, because you probably only need one, and you'd want to ration them because they're so expensive.
Yeah. Well, they're expensive, but well worth it, Eric. But just one, dude. I'm telling you, like.
See, the people. The thing is, like, what Frank's trying to warn you is there's people like think they can handle a lot more than they can handle, and they'll end up like in a. There are people that go to the hospital for smoking weed.
Yeah. Eating edibles is even worse, Breakman, because it takes much longer than smoking a joint, for instance, right? So
you could and keep taking and not knowing that you're not going to get hit right away, and then suddenly you're going to get hit with a lot.
Yeah. Edibles work differently. It takes like at least an hour for you to feel the full effects in most people. So I suggest, Eric, one gummy if you get them. All right, that's 10 milligrams, not 20. So just 10 milligrams. That's the recommended dosage, Eric. Now,
on this episode, you said 10,000, right?
What's that?
He'll be on this.
What's a good place to you suggest going to get some?
Any dispensary, Eric. I don't know what dispensaries you have.
I don't know what the rules are right now because it's legal now, but I don't know exactly how. You can go and buy it without a...
Freak has actually a really great suggestion, Eric. He says get some in advance and test to see what the right amount that will work for you. So you could get a bag right now, like a bag of gummies, and take 10 milligram. Make sure it's like on a weekend, Eric. Like you don't have to work the next day or anything. But like, let's say Saturday. Try it on a Saturday, like, I don't know, like towards the evening, and then see how it works on you an hour later, see if you're feeling high or whatever, and then adjust your dosage from there. Because I can tell you honestly, like people like Bernie, like it literally takes 1 milligram, so 1/10 of one gummy for her to feel the effects. So just take one, Eric, and then you can adjust from there. If you have to go down, don't feel bad. And if you have to go up, like if you're like, look, I felt a little bit, but it wasn't like what I was looking for, then maybe you take 2. Like for me, Eric, I take 4. And I can take up to 100 milligrams and be okay. But 4 is my happy place, like 40 milligrams. So, no, one bag at a time. You don't want to kill him, Breakman, Yeah, so there you go. All right, I think we got a great thing going, guys, and I think we're all going to be happy in a few weeks here, laughing and having a great time. But next week is the final show before Christmas, right? So,
Yep.
All right.
Only
So
2 episodes left this year. It's crazy.
I know we only have 2 more shows after this. That's it. So, all right. Breakman plugs, please.
I have nothing to plug.
No movies, not even Krampus.
An anti-plug for Krampus.
Wow.
Our flag means death.
Our flag means death. Okay, perfect. Eric, your plugs, please.
I'm gonna plug BostonBestBrigade.com. That's where my written reviews are. And if you go to the feed for the show, there's my audio reviews, and I've got a review up for Super Mario RPG.
Awesome.
And if you like either of those things, there's a link to my Patreon and my Twitter and Blue Sky profiles at EricRPG. And if you want to send me as little as $1, even just for one time, that'd help me out.
Yeah, at EricRPG. And make sure you send Eric a little bit of Christmas love. He does really great reviews all year long on the feed and on BostonBastardBrigade.com. So,
Yeah, I haven't done anything there lately, but,
Yeah, I mean, no, but you've done plenty of work over the year. So, over the years, I should say, Eric. So, he puts a lot of work, a lot of energy with very little in return, and we all appreciate Eric and Breakman for that matter. At least I do. And, I love these guys. These guys are awesome.
Some people in the chat room, they don't appreciate me, but,
Well, no, I think
I
think they do appreciate you, Eric. They just love to banter back and forth with you. That's what it is. All right, I know I love you, Eric, and I know Breakman loves you, and I think everybody in chat loves you too, dude. Even though they won't say it. But let's see. So we're gonna have a great time, guys. I'm telling you, we got great ideas. So, anyways. I think that's about it. Follow me on social media, Frank Branches. You can follow me on any of the systems, RPGrinders or Frank Branches. I think will take you there as well. Watch Night of the Comet. I think it's a great movie. That if you like cheesy 80 movies that are inspired and don't have to go through the conventions of normal plot devices and stuff like that, then Night of the Comet is a great movie.
Is this a movie that was made in the 80s, or is it just that style?
No, it's made in the 80s, for sure. It's definitely an 80s movie. So, and it's great.
I was thinking of, this movie that came out in theaters, a few months ago.
No. Night of the Comet is a great movie that came out in the 80s, Eric. It's a classic, man. It's one of those
But you were talking about it, and it made me think of that movie.
Oh yeah.
I forget what the name of it was, but I think it was called damn it, I can't remember. I have to see an ad for it again, and then I can finally remember.
Yeah, it's a pretty great 80s movie is all I got to say. But all right. Also, you could check out my other channel, Mexican Longhair, where I do a lot of I do a lot of stuff on that channel. Just check it out. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
No.
Breakman?
Huh? What? No.
No, watch Elf and Gremlins, damn it. They're both great movies. So, all right. That's all I got for you. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody.
Any echo? Kristen's phone.
All right, chatters. Thank you so much, everybody. Scotoma, Slagar, Freak 5. Thank you guys for showing up in chat. Really appreciate you guys, a lot. Thanks to all the lurkers like Emily H, V-Days, Lonely Girl, Brian PAOSJ, Dropsnap Lurks, Mark Zink, and Vi Mercy. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you. And all the archive listeners, thank you guys so much across the world. Really